Hello, good evening. This is Brother Benson Media, and today is on a Sunday. We are blessed to have this opportunity to just have a conversation. Of course, a conversation that is geared towards the betterment of our country. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome everyone, whoever will be watching at this particular time and whoever will be watching later. Feel free to like and subscribe. And here we say that your opinion counts. Before we get into the conversation, allow me to welcome Miguda to say hi na tuambie siku yake imekuwa vipi. Miguda.
Hi, um, all good. I've had a good weekend and I've been good enjoying. Also hope you too have been doing good. I also want to join you to welcome our viewers to the show and pass my greetings to the people who will be watching our show after.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Miguda, for finding time to join us. And just a reminder to our viewers that this is the first week of the month. And of course, this is January. So we want to take this opportunity as a channel to wish all our viewers and everyone a happy new year. And maybe we get straight into the conversation that we are having today. This is a conversation which started some few days ago. The issue of the millions that were given by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, the former president of the Republic of Kenya, who had offered to sponsor or to partly contribute in the movements of Azimio La Umoja team that of course was led by Raila Amolo Odinga, who was the presidential candidate, together with Martha Karua, who was the deputy presidential candidate. This is a conversation that we've had. It was brought forth by Edwin Sifuna, who came up with an accusation towards Junet, saying that alipotea ama pesa zingine ni kama zilipotea na ni pesa zile za tunasema ni za campaign, and he's partly blaming Honorable Junet for having mismanaged the funds that were given, or the funds that were supposed to be paid, used to pay the agents that were supposed to be assisting in the observation of the general election that was held in 2022. If you remember, the first time Edwin Sifuna spoke about it, he didn't give a clarification of what he meant. He only said that Junet should come out and explain where the money went. And Junet Mohammed also came up and gave his version and said that he's not, and should not be blamed for that particular, that particular thing, saying that he only did his best. And if suppose he had misbehaved, then Raila Amolo Odinga would not have trusted him going forward. And yesterday, Honorable Sifuna also came out and gave another version, saying that he should explain to the people of Kenya where the money went. Mr. Miguda, what is your take on this all saga of Uhuru's millions and the Azimio fallout, and who ate the campaign cash? I was also going through social media and I saw a post that was posted by Njoroge. I'm forgetting is Pauline Njoroge. She did post something of somebody who was part and parcel of that particular committee, who also verified that it is true that pesa ilipotea na pesa ilipotea na watu wengine, according to the statement. Miguda, what is your view or your take on this particular matter?
Ningependa kusema pesa ilirudi kwao ama pesa ilipotea. What I want to say is that there have been accusation left, right, and center. People have been accusing close allies or close partners in politics after the demise of former Prime Minister. There have been two factions whereby some tend to lean towards Kenya Kwanza, UD, and others trying to retain the ODM position. But you find out that there have been allegations from both sides. Both sides have been alleging against each other. There have been fresh allegations. There have been historical allegations, like what we want to discuss today, when some were accused of mismanaging the previous campaign. By one, agents were never distributed. Not only distributed, but also never paid across the country. And those are the some factors that led to defeat, because there was no one to guard your vote at the polling station. Any malpractice can be done at polling station because our system, elections are final at polling station. When you allow electoral exercise to proceed without witness of the competitors into the polling station as agents, the one with agents can as well malpractice or can take advantage of the situation and declare the winner. We understand all the shenanigans that happened before there, but there was allegations earlier that agents were never paid, and people blame the secretariat. By that time, you know who was the head of the secretariat, head of the campaign. People shift their allegations towards that committee, secretariat. Little did we know that once things are getting hotter, politics, people tend to remind you your past, because you cannot come out to be the only know-it-all mister, pointing at people's past, pointing at people's character, pointing at people's moves, and you want to be untouchable. People will respond back by touching your past as well. People will respond by attacking your current relationship with the other politician. That's why the ODMSG had to remind them that actually you have been the public domain, that you ate the agent's money, and you said them responding, which they have a right to respond to allegations. But as things as may it be, you find out that there was a truth in it. There were no agents. There were no money given to agents. The question arises, who was supposed to carry out that task by that time? Even if I'm the person having money, but I have not been mandated to distribute it or to plot for agents, I won't do that, because my work is to carry money. My work is not to arrange 50, 100, 200 men. Yeah, that is the work I should be doing. When you realize that things are now boiling nicely, in my view, and people are taking positions That is very good. It shows democracy, it also shows steadfastness, and it also shows developed of our politics. We are developing. But all in all, they should come out clear on this issue so that the public can be set free. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much. And you know, we've always had people speaking or giving their views, especially on what really transpired on the election time, that is the 2022. Remember, the there was this notion that the Azimio side had, the government, and that they had what they needed. They had the state power, they have the deep state, and those kind of things. Why do you think all these messes like failure to pay the agents or making a decision of not paying agents? Why do you think it was made by the particulars who left or who disappeared with the money? And for what benefit were they gaining if truly they were up and they were really in the campaign mode and they wanted to capture power? Do you think it was even more? Do you think it's a relevant thing? Good.
It's never an honorable thing because by that particular time, people were yearning for change. Kenya was ripe for change, and the people invested their time to walk into a polling station to cast their ballot. How are you sure that your ballot was safe or not? People invested their time by attending political rallies, some across, some regional. People spend their time following politics through bulletin, social media, analyzing bunge la wananchi. But suddenly you realize that the secretariat of the people who are responsible to do logistics just decided not to carry out their task without any reasonable information. That's very wrong. You have hurt the public, you have hurt many people, you have hurt as well the democratic process of the nation. It is not an honorable thing because people knew that money have been invested, there was logistics, and you are supposed to oversee. You decide to sit on that money. That's very wrong. How much is enough? They disappointed the people if they decide to do so. They disappointed also the candidates at that time. So I just want to conclude by saying it was never an honorable thing because you delayed change. They delayed change, and now we are still in the process. And surely one day there shall be a new dawn.
Okay, thank you so much, Miguda. This issue, this matter has brought a lot of issues within ODM, and it is currently, uh, there's some politicians within ODM who have decided that they have to eject the Secretary General, and of course, the fate of the Nairobi Senator, who is the Edwin Sifuna, the Secretary General of ODM, appears sealed. The party's National Central Committee set to meet this week to deliberate a proposal to replace him, with the majority of leaders reportedly in favor of in his removal. This, of course, it is being said that the senator of Narok, Oledama, is supposed to take that particular seat. What would be the repercussions, and how possible is this going to be? Is it going to, you know, to is it going to be the start of the exodus, mass exodus from ODM, according to what majority of leaders from ODM, those who are not in support of the government, are saying? Good.
The water can no longer hold the center. And before we get into mass exodus, we have had mass exodus before. That's the interest part of politics. You can't have a politics whereby we are all agreeing. You must have people disagreeing, people different ideology and different ideas, so that we can develop fully with different talents and gifts. That's why it should be ideologically differences to ensure that what you propose is what I propose. How you view things, what how I view things. We view things differently. And when there's a proposal from you, I can come and counter that proposal. That's how we develop democracy. A will of the people, whereby you don't need to agree with me. You can disagree, but we disagree to agree. You are free to think. You are free to do your things. That's how I think we should promote it, by allowing people to thrive through having their very opinion. When Central Committee will sit down to discuss the fate of SG, and some people also proposing they want to take over. Let me tell you that it is never easy to take over from the current SG. Current SG is well polished. Current SG is a little. He does his research very well. He understands the roles of SG. He understands the constitution of the ODM. He is well equipped with knowledge on matters to run the party. That's why people are saying, when it comes to the issues of ODM, he is more powerful than the issue of Nairobi. He's doing much to the party compared to the role of the Senate he's supposed to do for the Nairobians. Replacing him by who? You talked about the person from our community. But the Mark community, you understand, most of them have joined DCP. That's why they were able to take the Narok central seat. And even if you converse with them very well, they're in DCP. So you're taking someone who is a minority in his own town, making him a secretary general, then kicking someone who has some MPs, senators from his backyard, and never decided to walk out of the party. He can actually work with a very significant number. That's why you should not discuss on how to kicking him and replacing him by who. People are very selfish, egocentric, and even if I'm going to serve only for 1 year, but it suits me, I'll abandon the interest of the people and actually chant for my own interest. That's what's happening in the Kenyan politics. These people you are seeing, the top brass, these people you are seeing who are elites, who are seasonal politicians, they ensure that they thrive on peoples and they make it their permanent job. You don't need to kick somebody out because he or she has disagreed with you. That means now there is no longer democracy. It is aristocratic government whereby you don't rule by people, but you rule by a gun, you rule by force, you rule by fire. That's why some of them are calling themselves fire. I don't know, they want to be dictators in future, so they have started to practice on how to rule people that mimi fire. If you touch me, you'll burn. That is not nonsensical. And let them just sober up and find out actually what the problem is. Because it's just come open and also extend request for them to carry out any interrogation that links him, the former president. If that's not the case, then he'll proceed advocating and chanting for the right cause. And even if you ask, sometimes ST do speak some sense whereby you say that let us agree on what Baba said for all of us before he passes away. Or he has been trying to say, I can convince you, but if you don't need to agree with my opinion, just listen to me. I persuade you. Whatever you do with my opinion, that's none of my business. Those are the things that we want to see. Let us thrive. Let us not kill. We need everybody. We cannot divide a community or a party. Then we want to preach peace at the top brass. We are divided, all of us, from the lower pyramid to the apex. Everybody is divided. I'll just appeal to the ODM family that right now, Sifuna is no longer a problem. A problem is the party. Look on how you can rebrand the party and bring more people on board, like Sifuna, and also ensure that you allow that space of disagreement. How you view things or how you view things. Your viewing of number 6 is it can be different with my view of 6. To me, I can view it at 9 as 9. You can view it as 6. A little young baby boy or girl can view it as boo. Some can view it as poo. Or so that's how it happens. It doesn't mean that it is only party leaders' decision that supersedes all of our decision. They can be wrong. No one was born all knowing. It is only God who is omniscient. But we need to sit down and have one consensus that this is the voice this person speaks for us. But all this, all about law, there's no future in the party. They should bring people together. Makubura, back to you.
Okay, on the other hand, the former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, is telling all those people who are within ODM, wale ambao wanafukuzwa, Rigathi Gachagua is telling them that they should join the opposition and, of course, continue with the song of one term. He's also saying that the best place to be is the opposition because that is where, according to him, Raila left them. That Raila was somebody who had a stand, and they should also, or they should as well, have a stand. What is your view on that particular statement, Miguda, before I bring in Msimamo? And allow me to acknowledge the presence of Goodyear at the comment section. Thank you so much, Goodyear, for finding time to join us. Our good friend Regenerate, thank you so much. We really appreciate. Penthouse, thank you so much. Charlie Ali, asante sana. And if you're watching for the first time, we request you to kindly like and subscribe if you've not subscribed. Miguda?
Yeah, sure. From the statement you have made, actually, it's just a friendly advice. A friendly advice is permitted. The fact that we had differences before doesn't make me a permanent enemy, and I can long advise you. The DCP party leader tends to be advising the ODM people because he's a victim of the same circumstances. He has been beaten once by a snake. It shows you understand the pain he actually underwent. Sometimes when someone tries to correct you, be it here or anywhere in the house, tend to listen to that person. Do not always refer to the history of a person that because of your history, because you were jailed, because you were convicted for robbery with violence or manslaughter, now you cannot talk, you don't have any audacity to speak to me or to request me to heed to your advice on matters manslaughter or on matters robbery or on matters jail. No, that's very wrong. You should give a listening ear to that person. Maybe you want to advise that while at jail, while you are in jail, you should be doing XYZ for your safety. That's why the DC party leader to me is very consequential into these matters and is very unequivocal, even if there are differences politically with the ODM before. It doesn't make him not to extend an olive branch due to current political dynamics and circumstances. Politics comes with dynamics and comes with a lot of circumstances. And generally, such times need a political genius to maneuver and understand the change of times. Times have changed, a lot has happened, there are dynamics, new ones. So you need a political genius to maneuver and establish different authorities. That's why there is no thing like permanent enemy and there's nothing like permanent friends. When the DCP party leader extend an olive branch to the ODM people, actually he might be doing it out of utmost good faith. He might be disclosing all material facts he knows from current president because we have worked with him before. Maybe because right now he's out and he's a wounded animal, he might be honest to some people because even him is a victim of the same circumstances. That's what I'm telling you. The fact that we have differences with you doesn't make me not to request you to hit certain advices. Sometimes it's good for you. Remember, there are things he has said before which actually has come to pass. And people tend to believe him because right now people say he's more reliable instead of Nis, even in terms of intents. Sometimes you need only to listen to the whole speech, then you make a conclusion. But that is that. What I want to say is that what we need to understand is that there's no permanent enemy in politics. You cannot be rigid because Gashagwa is in opposition. Now I cannot work with Gashagwa because Gashagwa used to abuse us or used to attack us previously. But remember, they used to attack with William Ruto. That's why now you draw the line. You don't, oh, Ruto is an angel. They used to attack you jointly. The bash was big. The party was big and they used to attack you jointly. Now, when things are the way they are, like I've talked about change of time of change. Actually, you need to move the speed. You need to adapt very fast. If you are still there, you need to adjust and move the time. So it was only convenient for them to attack you today. But the same person you are supporting today actually cost you a presidency in 2013 when he get out of your party, joined the other team, became the deputy president twice, and ensured that you are kept in opposition for 10 years. Then today, really, that is not how we are going to think in this country. That's not the kind of mental we are going to have in this country. You can work with everybody. There's no Satan. There's no angel. We are all human beings. If I can work with you today, we can disagree. Doesn't mean that we can work tomorrow. And the same people, you'll find that Riggy is going to work with Ruto post 2027. Then people will be like, oh, no. That's how sometimes it happens.
So this rigidity, whereby you are rigid, that no. If I oppose the current president, now you are being labeled. You are now with Munyoro. There are many people who are opposed to the current regime. Why can't you label the people? Why is it that only one person? And let me ask you, so what crime did he committed that the current guy is not committing more in the office? We should stop that nonsense whereby, and we should agree that when we have a cause, a purpose, that we want to do these things, we want to fight for multi-party democracy. We fight as a country. We want to fight for term limits. We fight as a country. We want to fight for the new constitution. We fight as a country. We want to fight for economical liberation. We fight as a country. Let us not put some figures that because this person in this camp, now, if it's good for all of us, it doesn't matter who is in the camp, because we are looking at the long-term goal, the entire nation. We are not concentrating on the individual, because Kenya is here to stay. Tomorrow will be the president, tomorrow will be the president, the other day someone will be the president. The country is there. But we should ensure that the system works for everybody right now until the future generation, because it is our siblings, our descendants who are going to be in this time the way our forefathers left it for us. That's what we should advocate for. When there's a common purpose for the country to liberate, let us join together and fight. And also, let us not always stick to history. That because you do me bad, you did me bad before. Now I must also do you bad.
A good day, you're breaking. I don't know. Umeanza
Scratch your
kubreak.
back, scratch your back. Okay. If I'm breaking, then I'll come back later. You can continue.
Okay. Thank you so much. Allow me to welcome our good friend Msimamo. And Msimamo, we are just giving our views on the issues that were brought forth by Edwin Sifuna accusing Junet of having, mishandled the money that was given by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to assist the Azimio campaign. And, the other day, Edwin Sifuna came out and said that he should come out, Junet should come out and explain where the money went, because it was him, it was Junet who was in charge, and apparently things did not go the right way. And on the other side, we're also seeing that the ODM party is also planning to remove Edwin Sifuna as the Secretary General, and they're supposed to meet within the course of this week, and possibly might be replaced by the Senator of Narok, Ledama. That is also, you will give us your view on. And then we're also seeing Rigathi Gachagua is reminding Sifuna and those within ODM who are not satisfied with how the ODM is being run, that they should join the opposition and join them so that they work together. What is your views on those particular statements, Msimam? Msimamo? I can't hear you. I don't know whether you are there or not.
Hope unanipata sasa?
Nakusikiza, endelea.
Unanipata? Yes, asante sana ndugu yangu kwa nafasi ya kipekee, lakini vile pia chukue nafasi hii kumsalimia ndugu yangu hapo James Kona na wale wengine ambao wako kwa comment section, na ndugu yangu hapa ambaye alikuwa amenitangulia kuzungumza, na wapenzi wote wa Brother Benson Media. La kwanza, Gachagua na haki ya kumwambia Sifuna njoo. kwa chama changu. Sawa sawa tu, mimi ningekuwa na chama changu ningeita nitakaye. La pili, kumuondoa Sifuna, kubandika Lodama, nyote mwingia katika mtrapu ya bwana Zakayo na hakuna jipya hapo. So, kama mnaua chama chenu kwa mikono yenu wenyewe. Ledama kwa kila ishara yeye yuko kwa tuta, na kama ni kufanyia replacement basi ni kumaliza mipango ili chama mseme mnakimarisha, lakini mwisho wa siku ndo mnakizika mazima. Kwa hiyo kama mtamtoa Sifuna kwa kuongea ukweli basi, lakini kwa yeye na cheche za yeye na Junet pia alimuita mamluki, amepewa pesa na Uhuru kuja kuuza chama, lakini vile vile pia Sifuna na haki ya kuzungumza ukweli wake kwamba we bwana wakumbuka ile wakati wa 2022 wakati wa uchaguzi waambua pesa hizo za maji ndio wakaenda nazo mitini. Sasa kama hiyo kweli ndio sababu ya kwamba wewe replacement, kwa sababu imekuwa kikwazo kwa kusema mimi sitasimama na huyu na haki kikatiba na haki kama Mkenya kukataa haswa na kuzungumza kile ambacho kinamsibu, nyinyi endeni na game yenu na Ledama na mbalishi, lakini cha msingi ni kumfikiria mwananchi yuko pamoja na nyinyi na haya yenu na vitimbi ndivyo navyo kama viongozi na wachache ambao umetekwa katika hili kundi. Je, mtaendana na sauti za wengi ambao hawafungamani kabisa na yale ambayo yanajiri katika taifa letu? Hiyo tu ndo yangu, lakini kwa haya yote ambayo ameniuliza kaka, majibu yake ni kama ambayo nimekupa. Asante.
Umepeana maoni yako kwa hayo mambo yote, the removal of Sifuna.
Maana alikuwa mafupi, umeniuliza maswali matatu. La kwanza, Gachagua kumuita Sifuna kwa chama chake ana haki, maana hata mimi na wewe tungekuwa na chama ama ungekuwa na chama ungeniambia msimamo njoo kwa chama changu. Kama huko unaona mambo si sawa njoo. Kwa hivyo ana haki, wakikubaliana kufanya kazi pamoja wote wafanye. Hilo ni la kwanza ambao umeniuliza mwisho. La pili ukaniambia sasa masuala mazima ya kubadilishwa replacement ya Sifuna na Odama. Nikasema Odama yeye ashanunuliwa tayari, anazungumza mambo na two term, kumaanisha ni wa broad based government akiongozana na wale wengine ambao akina Sharif, akina Wanga na akina Mbadi na akina Wandai na kila mtu ambaye yuko ndani ya broad based government ambaye ashaonja matunda ya broad based government. Kwa hiyo kumreplace ni sawasawa mnamtengenezea yule mwenye kuikimeza chama makusudio yake, na already mtakuwa mmekiga hawa kwa hamjatengeza suluhu, bali mmeleta shida sio kwenye chama, kwa sababu hamjamshirikisha mwananchi kwa hapo kwamba je kunaendaje. Wananchi wakamua Sifuna aende abaki, wananchi ndio wangeamua, si wachache kwenye meza. Ama mngetengeza mkutano na wa kutosha, basi wananchi waamue. Hapo mtakuwa mmetendea haki, uwazi, transparent kwa chama. Lakini ya kwamba Sifuna na Geu badilishwa na Oledama yeye ni tuta, ni mwana broad based government, ni pale pale tu kwa mtoto kumuita mwana. Kwa hiyo hakijasaidia chama chochote kwamba labda pengine kiwe na umaarufu wala kipungua maarufu. Sasa kwa kubadilishwa Sifuna na mwingine wala yeye hata mwingine abadilishwe, still bado. Je, matarajio ya wananchi yako wapi? Yako kula kina Sifuna wapo ama yako kwa broad based government? Kwa sababu tunalipiza kisasi, hatuwezi enda kwa Mnyoro kwa sababu wa Mnyoro ana ABCD, hatuwezi enda mahali huko. Ama tunabaki kwa broad based government kwa sababu ndio tutapata maendeleo ya watu wetu. Hizi akili hata Mungu anisaidie zisiwahi kuniingilia kwamba mtu akikaa karibu na kiongozi ndio atapata maendeleo, na kwa wale ambao hawaweza kumchagua na ni haki yao kikatiba, wako katika hili nchi, katika hili taifa, nani wa kuwapa maendeleo? Ama kunakuwa na ubaguzi kwa sababu hao wako karibu na broad based, wako karibu na government, ndio anahesabiwa kupata maendeleo? Maana ukifanya kazi na kiongozi pale juu vizuri ndio utapata maendeleo. Hiyo ni akili ya wapi? Chaguzi zinafanyika kawaida, kuna wale wamepiga na wale hawajapiga. Chaguzi zikiisha wote ni Wakenya, huduma sawa. Hiyo ndio katiba inavyotuambia. Sasa haya mengine haya ya vikaragozi wa Kasongo wanaodai wako ndani ya broad based government, ni lazima tuwe huku, maana ndio tutapata maendeleo kwa watu wetu, na kwa mara ya kwanza tunapata hiki. Huu ni unafiki na ni kurejesha tu pale pale kwa ungome na ukabila na kila kitu. Kwa hiyo mimi sioni kwamba kutakuwa na tija ati Sifuna ametolewa amewekwa, ni vile vile tu mtoto kumwita mwana basi. Na lingine ambalo umeniuliza ni hili la Sifuna kumjibu Junet. Junet alimwambia ni mamluki, kapewa pesa, ameuzia, amepewa pesa na Uhuru Kenyatta kukandamiza chama. So na yeye Sifuna kujitetea lazima azungumze kweli. Junet bwana, zile pesa ulipewa wakati wa 2022 utuambie nani ulimpa, maana zilikuwa za maagent. Ilikuwaje mpaka baba ndo akaweza kushindwa kwa kuweza kukosa kulindwa kura na pesa zimeshatoka? So wa kwanza hawa ndo wameua ushindi wa mzee, na hao ndo ambao ati wanajaribu kurudi kwa wananchi wale wengi wa Nyanza wakijidanganya kwamba na hao ndo walizima ndoto nzima ya baba kuwa na ushindi, kwa sababu utakuta hata wengi wao hapo hawakuwepo. Relaxa kinajua wakati ule wa kupigwa marisasi yeye hakuwepo. Relaxa kina wengine hapa kina Mbadi tunajua alikuwa psychopath tangia awali. So lipi jipya? So uweni chama chenu kwa mikono yenu wenyewe kwa kutaka kulipiza kisasi badala ya kustrengthen chama kama kilivyoachwa na mzee. Asante.
Okay, thank you so much, Miguda. I want to ask you again that you give us your opinion on mambo ya Robert Alai and the member of parliament Babu Owino. Babu Owino reported that Robert Alai attacked him, and of course, he attacked with a gun. And he went and reported. It's now been confirmed that the police took the gun from Robert Alai, and everything is under investigation. What is your view? You know, if you can remember the things that has been on social media, remember the stories of Alai, remember the stories of Babu, all this over the social media. Alai has moved in quite a number of, media stations, and he's talked about how Babu Owino is not worth, and the differences that they have. What is your view on? What is your take on the kind of altercation that they had? And as you come, Msimamo will also come after you. Msimamo, utanipea maoni yako on what you think about should Sifuna be removed as the Secretary General of ODM? And remember, there's a good number of leaders who have said that they are not, that they're not interested or they're not planning to support the president. Will we see a mass exodus from ODM?
Okay.
Miguda, you go
Can
first.
you hear me right now? Am I clear? Can you ask?
Yes,
Can you
okay.
ask Msimamo if they can hear me, and Budia if they can hear me? They'll confirm into the comment section. You might hear me
Proceed.
in the studio. Yeah, so they'll confirm as we proceed. Me, I want to give it two views. First, all these fellas have had history of crimes. They have been alleged before to have been committing certain crimes. The duo have had past criminal records. That's why they walk with gun everywhere. Why should a civilian walk with gun in a joint? What are you going to kill people? What are you protecting? Are you a bouncer or a bodyguard? You are an MCA or an MP. You don't need to walk with a gun. You have your bodyguard, and your security details can organize that one for you. But you carrying a gun in a joint, it's like there is an intent to eliminate some people, or there's an intent to self-defense because of many enemies you have created in politics. That's my view one. View two, it could be a stage play, a drama, an ordinary drama. You understand? They are also best drama boys. Those two people. They are good in drama. They can do so maybe for someone to get sympathy votes, or they can do so maybe someone to be praised by state that indeed you are doing a good job. You are hunting our threat, and you have put our threat into the corner. Now we are going to reward you for a good job, a well done job. Someone might do those silly things to please the state, you know that person, or someone might use those things to seek sympathy that they want to eliminate me. You know, once you are seeking sympathy in an electoral period, people tend to blend with you, people tend to sympathize with you. If you ride on assassination, attempt assassination plots, if you ride on security withdrawn, my security has been withdrawn, if you ride on the arrest, you are being arrested, you are being tear gas, people usually tend to vote for you so that you can get in the system and shame the people that actually it's not them, it's the people who have the veto power. All the veto power belongs to the people, and the people shall exercise them directly. Why am I saying so? I'm saying so because, like I've told you, number one, it could be the nature of the parties. They are found of criminals. Most of times they are always present in crime scenes. They like where people do criminal things, so that can be part of their usual business. Number two, it can be a creation of a story or a drama, or someone to be taken seriously by the state, or someone to be taken seriously by the Nairobi resident that they want to kill one of us. And lastly, it's also it is a silly act, like I've condemned it before, that you don't need to walk with a pistol, whatever kind of gun, a civilian doing what with a gun? Are you going to hunt? Maybe you are going to do hunting, so you are working the hunting gun, or you are a police officer, or you are a military. That's why you are harmed. Society, we should not be harmed, because once you have a gun, you can pull a trigger anytime and you can cause deaths which were not supposed to be occurring. So that act, I condemn it with the highest term possible, and that MCA should stop all those nonsense. We are not operating in a banana republic. We are not operating in a jungle. We are operating in a state, the Republic of Kenya. We are operating in a diplomatic hub for international communities. Therefore, we should be decent. We should always remain calm and stop all those. Some people just like doing things to draw attention. Maybe they want to trend such things, and they are older people, not Gen Z. They are older people, so maybe they can fall that category. But Wakobura, you understand the nature of the boys, those two boys. You know what they can do, what they can do. So those things, those things are part and parcel of them. Those guns, crime scene, slapping me, hitting my jaw, whatever. They're the people doing those things. So let it has catch up with them. And if I thought that now, in my conclusion, if I thought that is the case, that out of my views, I'm wrong, and actually what happened is the real thing, then they should arrest that MCA, should be arrested, and
charge with working with firearms, aiming at people with an intent to kill, so that they can open for him the file for attempting an intent to attempting to kill people. So we should, and remember that the same party, ODM. So it will be like ODM want to kill each other. For what? Let's embrace people. Let's preach unity as a country. Why must we fight ourselves because of non-existent things? You want to fight someone who is coming from your backyard, your brother, your blood, your member of party, because of politics. And the people you want to please, either sides, into their community or their backyard, they are united. They are not fighting against each other. So it's high time people should realize that we are beyond those things. And like I've told that we are moving very fast. Time has changed, and we are in a new era. In new era, you must learn to, you must understand times, and you must swim with the current waves. Don't use old tactics, my friend. You're going to be drowned. If you use old tactics, you're going to be drowned. Change tactics very fast. We move as a country. Makbura, back to you.
Thank you so much. Msimamo, that's your opinion on what you think about should Edwin Sifuna be removed as the Secretary General of ODM? Is it going to open the way, the mass exodus from ODM? What is your take? You can also give us your view on the story of Robert Alai and Babu Owino, which is all over.
Hiyo ya Robert Alai na Babu Owino sijafuatilia. Sitaki kuwa mnafiki na mimi sitaki kuzungumzia kitu ambacho sijafuatilia zaidi. Lakini kubwa kama ni hili la Sifuna, wafanye wakataza.
Simamo, are you there?
Kwa makusudi lakini.
Sijasikia kenye Msimamo amesema. Allow me to
Hello.
read some few. Yes, can you hear me?
Ya nakupata. So cha msingi nyinyi ondoeni Sifuna kwa sababu Sifuna anazungumza ukweli. Alafu tuone chama kitakuwa wapi. Kitakuwa the whole country ama kitabaki chama cha wachache na chama cha sehemu moja tu. Alafu tuone itakuwa. There is no way ambayo itakuwa supported kama kweli hii inazungumzwa na kina Sifuna na ndio ambayo iko kwa wananchi. Haifanyii kazi kwa sababu viongozi wameiteka hiyo kweli kwa ajili ya matumbo yao. Kisingizio ni wananchi. Tusangalie sababu ambazo wanazizungumza za kuungana. Hakuna moja inaleta tija hata moja. Kwa sababu wanaondokana na kile ambacho kinaathiri katika taifa, kinachozuia mema katika taifa. Watu wanazungumza tu yao kwa sababu watu wako kwenye uongozi. So kama a few individual kwa sababu wanashirikiana na serikali ndio watapata maendeleo. What about those ambao maoni yao ni kinzani? Wana haki. So hii ya kutimua Sifuna Azimio sioni kwamba ati ni issue ya maana zaidi. Kwangu kwa melelera tija labda kwa ODM hakuna chochote. Madamu mshaipisha itakuwa ni ODM ya kupangiwa badala ya kupanga. So kama ni ya kupangiwa, kipi cha kufanya? Basi chama ambacho sikutegemea kwamba kitaweza kuja kuingia katika mdomo wa mamba mapema hivi miezi mitatu baada ya kuondokewa, chama kimeyumba. na ni miezi mitatu tu, naona bado hata hiyo miezi mitatu kutoka mzee aondoke, chama kimeyumba kiasi hiki. Utofauti umetokea katika viongozi, ulafi unajionyesha masikioni na machoni peupe. Kwa hiyo wamuondoe Sifuna, Sifuna atafuta nyumba, lakini nadhani hatatoka Sifuna tu, watatoka wengi na mamilioni ya wengi ya wafuasi ambao ni wa ODM. Then watu watapambana uwanjani, nani atakuwa na kweli, nani atakuwa na wananchi, nani atabaki na pang'anga. Kama pengine maneno yatakuwa ni haya haya, tunashuhudia visingizio ni hivi kwamba maendeleo sasa kutoka hiyo miaka, maendeleo yako sehemu moja. Sasa wakati wetu tupate maendeleo na si pia tuisabike kwenye uongozi na tutengeze serikali wakati huo. Au kisingizio ni hiki cha wengine wanasema baba alituacha hapa mpaka 2027, lakini ukiangalia kimitazamo, kidafsiri, kitabia hawapo katika hilo. Ni kuyanyamazisha tu kwa sababu amegundua kwamba wananchi watafikiwa na ujumbe mkali. Nini kinazuia ODM kutomhusisha mwanachama ambaye ni mwananchi pale mashinani kuamua? Kama wameshindwa na mgogoro, lete kwa wananchi, tengezeni delegates ya kutosha, wananchi wache wape nafasi ya kuweza kuamua. Mbona wananchi hawahusishwi? Ni viongozi wachache ambao wanafungamana. Hiyo Sifuna aende kwa sababu amezungumza kweli. Sasa wacha tuone, naomba pia haswa wamfukuze haswa, alafu tuone itakuwaje. Tuone ODM hii kama itakuwa haijakwenda mazima na mwenyewe. Asante.
Thank you so much, Miguda. You can give us your last remarks or anything that is still pending. If there's anything that you want to give your opinion on before you give your final remarks, and then Msimamo will speak immediately after you.
Before I just wanted to respond to. I wanted to respond to our good friend and comrade Douglas Kibogong. Douglas Kibogong, you know, is an ally. We have been with him here for quite a long time. Those are the people we started with. That he asked me a question there. Douglas, it is true. It's a true story. We have not come here with an imagination story. It's a true one, based on a true life story. It's a true one because even the weapon has been confiscated, and currently the weapon is at Kilimani police station, and they're carrying out investigation. So it's something that's a public domain. It's even in the mainstream media, but it happened. It's a true issue. Someone, I fail to understand. Even if you want to say, okay, whatever was published against a lie was not true or was wrong. But if someone publish any information about you, you can sue for defamation. If the statement is defamatory and the statement is pointing at the defamed person, you can as well sue. That was an option, legal option, soft option. But if someone publish anything wrong against you, and you know that is not the reality, why must you confront somebody? So you know the real thing and the lies. You can say, okay, that is not even impactful, because that is not the reality. I know myself. I can't do that. Doesn't matter what you are saying. And even if someone publish anything wrong about you, and as a politician, as a public figure, you have a duty. You have a duty to ensure that people have a duty to hold you accountable. You must be accountable. And even someone attack you on personal issues, that's ordinary politics. We have seen people attacking people personality in terms of politics. I don't know why must you confront someone because you suspect that he's sponsoring that girl to type whatever the girl was typing. It's like Babu called that girl to type about a lie. That is very wrong. So it's a true story, and currently it's a police case being handled at that level. We do not want to delve into much details right now. Whatever we are discussing is what is that they were in a joint. Someone hit someone at the jaw, pull a trigger, the gun jammed, then it was disarmed by a DCI. Then after disarmed, the gun was taken to Kilimani police station for further interrogation. My last remarks first, I want to appreciate Mark Obura for hosting us. Ms. Mamo, thank you very much for coming to the show. You know, if you're not used to it, sometimes it's marathon. We can do this for the whole year, but it's good you are catching up. You are always there present. And we want to ensure that we discuss issues that affect our country because it's very much important for the development of our governance. And also want to appreciate our good friends and comrades, Goodyear, who has just come to the show, and also Regine Red, Douglas Kibogong, and see you tomorrow.
Labda maoni yako kabla uende kwa this question that has been brought forth by Msimamo by Goodyear kabla uende.
Okay, Goodyear asks a very good question. Why could all the actors in the ODM act when Raila was still alive? Their survival depend on Raila. All of them. Raila only need to carry their hands. That was you have one leg in parliament, and the people respected, feared Raila. People never respected these people, never feared them. That's why when they went contrary, and Raila was a leader, by the way, for the information. Raila used to, it's only some people were sleeping in class. Raila used to mentor them and also advise them that you need to have one command center. Communication should come from one center. When Raila was alive, we could only hear from him or from the secretariat or from the neck. Not that Tom, Dick, and Harry yelling in town that they have something to say about the audience. So Raila was a true leader. He knew how to lead the army to a battle. He knew how to bring people together for a purpose. He knew to handle disagreements and divergent opinions. He knew to accommodate them. That's why he was able to build a very big political party comprised of non-Luos, not only Luos, because he knew how to coordinate, manage structurally. But when he is dead, they know that very well they were never popular. They were never elected on meritocracy. They never work hard or whatever to become leaders. They never did their research. They never learn. They never toil. Some were just taken from the offices and they carry their hands. They become MPs, senators. So right now they have been exposed. These are the people we have. So everybody should carry his own cross. Raila was a leader, that's what I can say.
Msimamo, utupe maoni yako ya mwisho and you can give us your take on anything that is still pending.
Mimi la kufunga nalo langu hata si kubwa. La kwanza tuangalie shida yetu ni nini haswa kama taifa. Ni viongozi kuwa karibu na serikali ama kuhuba na urafiki kwa viongozi wa serikali ndivyo tupate maendeleo na tupumzike haya tunayoyashuhudia, ama ni ile mianya ambayo inatukandamiza wote kama wananchi? Mianya ndio wanayozungumzia ni hii ya ukabila, siasa ya ngome, lakini vile vile haswa kubwa zaidi corruption ambayo haina kifani. So jamani, tutaangalia nayo yaliyo kwenye miti ama tutafukuza haya yaliyo shambani kwa kutetea kile ambacho kiko shambani? Hapo kazi tunayo ya kufikiria kama wananchi. Je, hizi pang'ang'a za tukiwa karibu na serikali, tumeletewa stima, tumeletewa kiwanja, unaona safari hii wanatujali na tuko hapa hapa kweli kwa sababu ya kiwanja, si ndio wale ambao yako mitini kweli kwa sababu ya housing kweli, ama kwa sababu ya haya matonge ya mkononi ambayo tunayaletewa 2026 na mwisho wa 2025 tuone maendeleo ndio haya, kwa kutupumbaza, kwa kutufumba macho, ikifika 2027 watu warudie pale pale ambapo tumeashuhudia kwa miaka mitatu iliyoisha. So swali langu ni je, tuko na uongozi thabiti ama tunakosa uongozi thabiti katika hili taifa? Na kama je ni kukosa uongozi thabiti, suluhu ni nini? Kwa sababu kila ilivyo hii nchi kama hili taifa liko mikononi mwetu, hatima ya hili taifa liko mikononi mwetu kama wananchi. Jukumu letu ni lipi? Tuelekako na kuelekea swala 2027, hilo ndio kubwa, hilo ndio kubwa. Pili na mwisho, siku zote paka akiondoka basi panya hutawala. Haya yote hatukuwa tunashuhudia wakati wa uhai wa mzee Raila, chama kuwa katika hii misingi. Sifuna alikuwemo, Ledama alikuwemo, Wanga alikuwemo na wengine. Lakini hata kama tulikuwepo, lakini hazikuwa zinajitokeza katika hii hali. Vipi tu kuondokewa tayari kila mtu sasa anataka kutawala? Je, ndio hawa waliomnyima baba ushindi kwa kudhani yupo na yumo na wapo, ama ni nini? Kwa hiyo mimi sina mambo mengi, kabisa yangu kabisa. Watakia kila la heri ODM, wafanye kile wanachokifanya. Mwisho wa siku tutajua, tukang'amua mbivu na mbichi, kwa sababu siku zote lilofungwa litakuja kuweka wazi. Lakini ukimwona mwenzako ananyolewa chakoti ya maji, ikiwa wengine wametumika kama tishu, je, hawa kwa sasa hivi ambao wako mbavuni, ikipita 2027 tumenusuru, tumekaa katika mamlaka, nadhani ukuhuba huu utaendelea? Kwa maana lazima sisi tutadai. Tuliuliza wakati wa kudai kama je, mambo yatakwenda sawa ama stili bado ni pale pale. Tulipopashuhudia kwa wale wengine, kwa sababu kiongozi si mwingine, ni yule yule ya wengine ambao walikuwa karibu na sasa hivi wako nje. Je, hawa ambao wako kimbelembele? Na mwisho kabisa, katiba ya nchi ifuatwe, maana huo ndio mwongozo, na kufuatwa. Waanze viongozi kwanza kuiheshimu. Ajabu sana kuona viongozi kama vile mawaziri kuingilia siasa tupe kinyume na katiba, nikiidhalilisha katiba na kutotendea haki katiba. Kwa hivyo itakuwa ni ya mwananchi, akitafuta haki atapelekwa kwa vifungu vya katiba, lakini viongozi wa kimesa hapo wana haki ya kukaa kwa sababu wako juu ya katiba. Tunaelekea wapi kama taifa? Asante.
Okay, asante sana. Thank you so much, Msimamo, for giving us your take. Allow me to say a big thank you to our viewers. Those of you who joined, we really appreciate, and we want to remind you that this is Brother Benson Media. And here we say that your opinion counts. If you are watching for the first time, kindly like and subscribe. If you do so, it is a way of supporting us. Na tutasema ni asante. Allow me to say thank you to a good friend.
Brother host.
Yes.
Labda niwaambie siri, Jubilee ilikuwa na msukosuko kama hivi, lakini wale wote walikuwa na Kiherehere wote walitemwa, chama kikanusurika. ODM mnatema kina nani? Wale waliosimama na chama na kweli, ama mnatema wale ambao baadhi yao waliweza haswa kuonyesha rangi zao halisi 2022? Ndio mnawapa mbavu. Kwa hivyo Uhuru walikuwa na kibarua kidogo tu hapa kuweza kuwatema wale ambao wana Kiherehere, lakini wasikize kwanza maoni ya wananchi, lakini pia wasimame na wale viongozi ambao wameweza kuweka mchango wao mkubwa na kuwekeza tangia awali. Ni chama ambacho kimetengeneza pesa, nimepita pita zangu, hiyo akaunti iko kwa hiyo chama, si haba hata huyu mgeni anakupakodolea macho na kwenye hela yeye ndio yupo ama ni, so nashangaa hii kelele yote ni kwa ule mshiko kwa pale kwenye chama. Maana kama si ule mshiko ni chama tu hivi, sidhani kama kungekuwa na kelele hizi, watu wangeankaa chini na kuanza kuangalia cha kufanya, lakini ule mshiko kwa pale. Asante, ndicho nimalizie hapo, na nimshukuru kaka yangu alikuwa hapa na wale wengine ambao wapo. Kesho ni siku.
Okay, asante sana ndugu yetu Msimamo. Acha pia niseme asante kwa good year. Thank you so much. Douglas Kipogong, asante sana. Regenerate, thank you so much. We appreciate your presence. I saw somebody here. Penthouse and Charlie, thank you so much for also finding time to join us. We really appreciate. And I want to remind you that this is Brother Benson Media. And over here, we say that your opinion counts. If you are watching for the first time, kindly like and subscribe to this channel. If you do so, it is a way of supporting us. Na sisi tutasema ni asante. I now want to take this opportunity to wish you all a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, blessed evening from wherever you're watching us from. We hope that you'll join us again tomorrow. And just like we had started, we wish you all the best and Happy New Year. Thank you so much. May God bless you. See you again tomorrow.